Cook up, cook up.
Ladies and gents, players and pimps, we are talking to you on a beautiful Thursday evening. I'm reporting from Chicago, and is reporting from Denver, Colorado. Welcome back to Your Sports Addiction. Q, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just the same old things, man. Like, how's the fam doing with you?
Everything's good, man. Everybody's maintaining. I'm the only person that has to go back out into the workforce soon. So that's kind of lame, but hey.
Yeah. Hey. I mean, yeah, man. It's probably for the best, man.
It's a lot of BS that I'll talk to you about post this. I should have talked to you about pre-recorded because it's like we literally getting put where we going to so they can justify paying us, but that's neither here nor there. I'm glad to be talking to you. I want the people to know that we are actually on the eve of your birthday tomorrow. Insert
sir.
Insert the Stevie Wonder music. You'll be back in 27th or the 29th tomorrow. So I want to send you an early happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not how I wanted to spend my birthday, but I'm just thankful for another year, and hey, let's just on the bigger, better things each year. So this is just another sign that we getting old. I was just thinking, I'm like, dang, like our 10-year reunion for high school is next year, so that's hitting me hard. So it's like, okay,
yeah, man, yeah, for sure, and I'm glad you mentioned that because this coincides with like one of the main things we're going to be talking about today. So I've been having tremendous luck with my laptop where it hasn't been cutting out on me like for no reason like the past like month, and I don't know why, but it's gotten back to its old ways. So I'm just gonna call you on my phone. But no, before I got cut off, I was saying that like I'm glad that you mentioned about like our 10-year coming up and everything because going into this episode, like I had always knew for a few years with like the me and your team, the Lakers, the fact that they've been out the playoffs for years, and who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of months, whether that trend is going to continue. But no, I knew going into like 2020 that I wanted to do some type of commemorating and reflecting about Kobe's last championship because the fact that like it's been a decade ago since like the Lakers been in the finals until like Kobe like won his last championship. It's just like it's tripped out for me. And usually when I would look back on the season, the main thing I would think about two things. The one thing I think about is like a bunch of game winners he hit like in the regular season, but also I would think about obviously the infamous Game 7, which we'll be discussing as the anniversary of that comes up soon. But what was kind of underrated about this run was just like some of the like kind of classic, like playoff games that happened, and how they really kind of fought through to get to the ring. Whether you're talking about like the Thunder series, where like the Thunder were like coming into their first like playoff berth, where they gave them like 6 games of like energy.
Yeah,
We remember Russ dunked on Lamar Odom like in the OKC arena, went nuts, and then Paul Gasol hit like a tip-in game winner or whatever. So you think about that, and what I wanted to do today was do like a rewatch of another classic game, and shout out to NBA for posting this game in full. They've been doing a cool job of posting like old classic games. Some games that you don't even really like, that the normal NBA casual NBA fan, like it doesn't really like come to mind for them. Like so like they played like some OKC and Memphis games that have been cool. They played
Like playoff games or regular?
Yeah, playoff games. They played the Thunder. They played the Thunder and Lakers game 4 in 2012 when KD like hit the three in Ron Artest's like face. Which is a very
Is that the
uncomfortable
Diego
experience.
game?
That wasn't the Diego game. The Diego game was the game before. That was game 3.
Okay.
The Lakers
All
actually
right.
won that game. Because I remember we
That's an
came back
insider,
in.
guys.
But but no,
Uh,
they've been doing a great job of like, posting these games on the YouTube and the Facebook channels and the Twitter and that. So they played last night the Lakers Suns game 5 of the Western Conference Finals in 2010, in which Ron Artest has this like improbable tip in to win the game after taking like the stupidest shot like a possession before, and we'll get into that. But I really wanted to go rewatch this because I think when it actually happened, I don't think I actually saw the game. Like when it actually happened, I just saw the highlights.
I
So this
remember
is my first
watching
time
this
watching
game.
it. Mm-hmm.
Like I remember watching this game. I don't know where I was because like during that time I didn't have cable at home. I was like 17, I guess, but I don't know where I was. I was probably at I don't know where I was, but I
Well,
remember when he hit this game winner.
well,
Definitely.
I remember watching like the first one of those games at your dad's. Like I remember watching like the beginning of one of these games at your dad's. I don't know if it was. I feel like it was a game in Phoenix, and I remember like
I feel like it
we
was
we
this.
played
That's probably
basketball.
where I was.
We played basketball like all day in the back, and then like we were like watching. We started watching it at your dad's today. Your dad was just like, "Okay, like now it's time to go," and so I remember that. But yeah, so like do you remember watching it? I didn't watch the first time, so it was cool to recap it and like rewatch it and talk about it now. So like, I've talked about like why I chose it, but like what stood out about this game? Like, who first of all, who stood out and made you be like, wow, like they're really like putting an effort on this game?
Uh, like the, I mean, the first quarter was kind of really hard to watch for me. Um, but throughout the game, that wow moment, there was a couple wow moments. The first wow moment was um, Steve Nash was like hitting everything, and like like at first they was letting him shoot because they didn't want him to get everybody involved, but like he was just hitting everything, like. And
Yes.
so that was like for those like people that are younger than us and stuff who haven't seen Steve Nash, like he was like automatic with that jumper,
They have
like
no idea,
especially for
bro.
the mid range, like it's like that pick and roll. He come off, it's like there's nothing you could do. So that was like that brought me back to like dang, like Steve Nash was like I already knew he was that guy, but like seeing it again like after so long, was like dang, this dude like doing stuff that can't nobody else do. Like he jumping in mid air and like passing that at the last
Oh
minute and then
yes, yes, bro. Yes, bro. You're not
like
supposed
that
to.
type
They
of
teach
stuff
you
is
not to
like
jump
crazy.
pass. They teach you not to jump
Yeah, because you go
pass.
exactly because it's gonna cause a turnover like usually. So hey, and then like the second wild moment, I almost forgot about this. I think I got it written down in my notes. Oh, so I got it written down in my notes as the Slovenia battle
Yes.
between Dragic and Vujic and hey yo, they was going at it. And like and the announcer wasn't making it any thing. Like, who was announcing the game? It was Doug Collins and
It
who
was
else?
Doug Collins and
Uh,
Marv Albert.
yeah, my advocate. But I don't know who was calling him an irritant. Like he kept referring to Sasha as an irritant. And I was like, yeah, that's basically what he is. But like they was going at it, bro. Like they got double text. Uh, like they was hitting shot after each other. Like it was crazy. So that little battle and like And then like, I remember saying like I think this was in the second quarter, like Kobe hit like 3 straight threes, and I was like, wow, like this, like when he, like that brought me back too. Like this dude, like when he heat up, it's like it's over with. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
so that
got
was
the
a wild
snarl.
moment.
He's like,
Yeah, and like, but like the type of threes he be taking be like looking like crazy shots, but they be going in though. He'd be like, dang, like with limited space, right? So it was,
yeah,
those are some things that stood out immediately in the game. And oh yeah, and also I didn't know that Alvin Gentry was like had food poisoning or whatever, or he wasn't feeling good. Like I don't remember that. So
me neither.
that's something I didn't remember from way back. Like what are some
Yeah,
things that caught your eye?
yeah, no, man. Like you're the things you're naming are the first thing you said. I'm glad you said the same thing because that was the first thing that stood out for me. Like, yeah, like you, like we remember like we were coming up like in Steve Nash's like prime, so like we remember he was like super cold. But it's always like dope to see something with fresh eyes, with like where you're removed from it, and like and you go back and watch and even like I was me and my dad watched the '06 Western Conference Finals recently, the game one with Dallas and Steve Nash, Dallas versus and just like the way this dude like when they required him to score, like the way he could break you down off the dribble and like he would get fouled and he would still fit. Like the dude was a wizard, bro. Like it's
Yeah,
just like it blows you away because I tend to expect like the worst when I like watch my heroes and stuff like that because you know when you're like and you're like when you're young and you're taking in like you know these athletes and these heroes or whatever, like you have a different like view as where like you go back, you're like, oh well, maybe he wasn't as efficient or whatever. So like Nash, like obviously like he was like, man, I'm like just this dude is really like he really comes up in these playoff games. But Kobe stood out to me because I tend to like I always am scared that like when I watch like a old like playoff game or whatever, that like he's gonna be like super inefficient. You know what I'm saying? Like in 2020, like we look at efficiency in such a different way than we did back then because like guys would shoot like around like 43, 44, 45%. And that would be like, you know,
right.
that'd be the norm, you know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't look at it like that. So I'm always scared that he gonna have like a 9 for 19 game or something like that.
Yeah,
But this dude
I
was shooting like
mean, but
50%.
like I didn't see the shot chart at the end, but from just looking at the game, it looked like he was just gunning. But I
No,
mean,
no, no,
like
no.
not the
But
whole
he
game, like not the whole game, but he was like taking some shots that's like that he shouldn't have taken. Now that I look back on it, it's like I don't know,
and,
like he
and
had
you know
okay,
what's
like he had an okay game for Kobe. Like it was just okay game, like to me, like it was just an okay game. Like it
and
wasn't to
that's
what I
funny to
expected.
me. That's funny to me for several reasons, right? So like one, so like he had a really efficient game. He shot like 50%. I think he shot like 13 for 22 or something along those lines. Something like he was hovering around like 50%. I've noticed watching those games in that late 2000s era, that 09 2010 Kobe, that he tends to like fill out the game in the first quarter so he doesn't go like he doesn't gun immediately. But what makes it so funny to
Yeah,
me, if anybody knows us, like we are Kobe stands, but the one thing me and you used to argue about all the time in high school, I used to be like, bro, Kobe takes some of the like stupidest shots sometimes, and you just didn't have that view. You just should be like, nah, bro, like it's Kobe, like it don't matter. So like it's funny that
I
like now
mean, yeah,
we've
I mean
matured and we're
now,
older that you can kind
yeah,
of see it.
I mean, but there's still some. I mean, like there were probably like 2 or 3 shots where I was like, okay, like you got like 2 people on you type stuff. But if it's like one person on you, I don't have a problem with it. Like if it's only one person guarding him, because he practiced them shots so much, so it's kind of like it don't really matter type
Exactly.
stuff. But like in that situation, game 5, like he like 2 or 3 shots was like. But I understand because Ron Artest wasn't giving you nothing, so it's like okay, you can't really count on him because his shot is brick right now, and it's like you can only really count on D Fish and Gasol really and Odom, and that's
And that's
really
what I
it.
was gonna
So it's
say.
kind of
And
like
so that leads me into like my other like wow thing was like D Fish, like this dude was like locked and loaded. Like again, like I've said, like I've been watching a lot of old games like over the past like few months, and D Fish was legitimately like really giving Kobe help. Like the shot clock could be running down and he's open like in the on the baseline. He's smacking it with that jackhammer ass like a release, bro. Like he was he was
yeah,
really doing it.
you
And
get buckets out
and
there.
yeah, and they were looking to him to like actually defend like Steve Nash. Like they were like, oh, like, Steve Nash is back in the game. Like D Fish is
Right,
back in the game.
right.
Also, you mentioned the Voyagek Dragic beef, and it's funny because I watched the game 6 game not too long ago, like probably like a month ago, and they were mentioning it then, you know what I'm saying? And I think they got a technical then. Like it wasn't an isolated game incident, bro. Like they stayed into
Yeah,
it. And
like it was like a
I was just
war, bro.
laughing. Yeah, and like the way the commentators like spoke on it, like, yeah, you know, it's more than basketball. I'm like, who took who chick, G? Now mind you, I think Vujicic used to go with Sharapova. Did you know that? I'm pretty sure Vujicic used to date Maria
No,
Sharapova.
probably. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But I'm just like, it got to be a woman involved. Like the way they getting at each other, bro. Y'all from the same home
Or they
country,
just, I don't know, or they may have been like so proud to represent their country. I mean,
or they
they
might
just
have
was
came
like,
up like they might have came up early scrapping, and like some beef never
right, yeah,
died. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, right,
You know how
yeah,
that be? Like a mom
right,
can
yeah.
hoop with you
Well, I
for
never thought about
years,
that.
and like yeah, like a mom can hoop with you for years, and like you'll have respect for that person's game, but like you just don't like him, and now y'all in the NBA with it, and now
Right,
y'all on two
yeah,
teams like that's competing, like so.
right, y'all same situations and two like y'all role players, like y'all young.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like,
it's just
yeah,
come
it's a
up
real
like that.
battle out there.
Yeah. Um. Also, like something that stood out to me was just like, and I talk about the ball don't stop page on social media a lot on this pod, and I think everybody should follow it. Like I don't agree with everything he says, but it's a lot of stuff that like is very interesting to me. The points he makes, how Kobe had to deal with like zone defenses and stuff, where like Mike, you couldn't even like you couldn't even fake like you were gonna double team. Like you either had to double or get the hell out the way back in the 90s when these illegal defense rules are out. And it's interesting, like you watch Kobe like shoot efficiently like over these zones, and you just watch how he had to kind of like break down the D in like a way that it's just not that easy. And it was just fascinating for me to watch. Like for one, I've always felt like if somebody play zone on you in the NBA, you should be demolishing them. But at the same time, we saw what happened in the finals with the Heat when they played zone on Miami. It gave them problems because they didn't have that space there. So it was interesting to watch him as a player how he navigated, breaking down the defense. I also peeped that like Phoenix was starting too big, and when I looked I went to basketballreference.com and looked at how the Suns started the season. And the way they started the season was they started. I had it pulled up, and I'm angry at myself for going away from it because I knew I was gonna want to look at it again. But a good old back button will help you out. But they would start Amari, and I think it would be like Shannon Fry or something like that. Like they wouldn't start like two traditional bigs. But I realized that like that was
Yeah,
probably because they felt like they had to match up with the Lakers. game.
Hey, one thing I just like just a quick side note. Like one thing I thought that was kind of like funny was seeing like Jared Dudley out there smacking threes into what he doing now, bro. It's like, dang, I do remember Jared Dudley. He was killing.
So that goes to my note I had. So off the top of your head, can you guess like how many players are still in the league from that game?
The only person I thought was Jared Dudley.
So Jared
Wait, but
Dudley
let
is
me
still in the
think.
league.
Oh yeah, Robin Lopez is still in the league too.
Robert Lopez is still in the league. Is one more.
That's one more. What?
It's one more.
Is Gasol still in the league?
Technically, Gasol is still in the league. He just we not gonna count Gasol. We gonna say who played a game. Who played a game in 2019, 2020. By the way, the starting lineup that the Suns started with was Nash, Grant Hill, Jason Richardson, Shannon Fry, and Amari Stoudemire. So that's who they were
Is
starting with at the
Shannon
beginning
Fry
of the
still in the
season.
league?
Shannon Fry retired last year.
Okay.
It's one more person. I will give you a hint. They play for the Miami Heat.
Right now?
Yes.
I don't even know, bro.
Goran Dragic.
Oh yeah, duh. I'm an
The
idiot.
Dragon. The Dragon.
But he
He
doesn't start
still
anymore,
throws.
does
No, he comes off the bench.
he? Okay.
He
That's what
he
I forgot
comes off
about.
the bench. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that dude looks so old compared to now. I mean, like like back then.
who did?
Right, beard. Dragic, like Dragic. Like he looks so young compared. I mean, well now he looks so much older, like way older. Like to
Really? You
me,
think so? He looks exactly the same to
yeah.
me.
He got. I don't know. Like he just look a little like way older than me.
He legitimately looks the same to me. Like no time has passed. So that's funny.
Let's see.
I'm going to their roster just to make sure I ain't missing nobody. Yeah, everybody else. I don't think Barbosa's in the league anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I'm gonna go on the Lakers. I don't know.
They had a
Okay.
really nice team, the Suns.
They did, but I felt it interesting. So watching the '06 Suns and then watching them, how they played a little differently. The '06 Suns are very like that. That was the 8 seconds or less Suns. Like they really were like kicking it up. Like as soon as you scored, they were just like throwing it up, bro. Like they were just throwing it out there, outlet
Yeah,
it as soon as possible. Like it
yeah.
was hard to keep
It's
pace.
yeah. Couldn't nobody really keep pace up with them. They had the running gun. Yeah, like this one, like one of the things I noticed about them though, like they had a lot of possessions where like they were just doing way too much dribbling. You know, they was dribbling
Yeah.
the air out the ball like Kendall used to do.
Shout out to Kendall.
Yeah, shout out to Kendall. Hey, no shots taken, man, but I had to just. But that was the first thing that popped in my head.
hey, hey, that was legitimately like seventh grade basketball beef. We like Kendall,
Seventh
man, you
grade
dribbling the ball too
basketball though,
much.
like
They had trapped my man, and he'll still be dribbling. We like Kendall, you gotta get the ball
yeah.
out your hand. Now, mind
But
you, a
the
lot of us
Lakers,
was trash,
like,
but
yeah,
still.
yeah. I mean, but we was in seventh grade though. I mean,
I
I
mean, you
mean,
had the ratchet. You had the ratchet though. I'd say that you could shoot that bitch.
oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
definitely
I
had the
always had
ratchet.
a shot though. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
Lakers, they like, especially in the second quarter, like the Suns' offense got really stagnant. They were just dribbling, dribbling, and dribbling. Like they were stuck at 25 for like forever. It felt like, and like the Lakers were just D'ing up on them and just going. So like that was the difference to me with the running gun Suns. Like they was just up and down, but with the 2010 Suns, yeah, like they relied on Nash a lot, but when he left the game, the ball didn't even move that much because you
Uh-huh.
notice like Alvin Gentry, like they was like busting them, and then like Alvin Gentry, like Steve Nash laying on his back, and like Alvin Gentry, like he waving to like get in the game, like get up. I'm like, yeah, like he was
One
balling.
thing I one thing I've liked about you mentioned how they was getting buzzed. One thing I've liked about these games that they've been showing on NBA.com or whatever is like a lot of these like games they swing like back and forth like crazy. Like in the beginning of the first quarter, like the Suns are like the Lakers can't get anything going. And then like they come back at the end of the first and then like they go up like 15 and the Suns come back and then the Lakers go up again like by 10, but then the Suns come back. So it's like these swings are like so cool to it's so cool to watch like playoff games like that where like we've all seen games where like we flick like say like you get home from work or whatever, you're like, all right, well at least it's like one more playoff game for me to watch. And a team would be getting blown out, bro. You'd be like, dang, bro, I missed all the good games and like this team getting
Right.
blown out. So it's always cool to see like when a game is swinging like that, like you'll think like and I like when I watch these games on YouTube when I don't know who won the game. Now obviously I know who won the game with this one. But with a lot of these games, I won't know who won the game. So like with that game one of the '06 Western Conference Finals, I didn't even know who won the game. I figured the Suns won because Nash is on the cover, but like they were going they were going back and forth. Like, it came down to a Bill Boris Diaw game with us, so that was cool. Let's talk about the tip in though. So let's talk about like what led up to that tip in. So
Right.
I
Okay.
think I think that the Lakers they had the ball with like 40 seconds left on the clock, right? And so the shot clock went down, and they got the rebound, and it was like 35 seconds left or something like that. And they
Yeah.
were when they tied, they were up three, they were up three, and so they throw it to like Ron gets the offensive rebound, and he wide open. He doesn't have to shoot. He could just run some clock down. Jacks the three.
Oh yeah, like you're referring to that moment when they got the rebound and it was like a minute left, and all he had to do no, actually it was under a minute. It was
It
like
was less than a
50
minute.
some seconds,
It was like 40 some
like
seconds.
50 some
I'm about
seconds.
to pull it up. I'm about
Yeah,
to
like
pull
it
it up
was
so I can
something like
know.
that. But they had a whole nother possession, which is 24 seconds back then. Like now it's only 14, but they could have they could have avoided all that drama by if he didn't take that shot. That's why he almost cost them the game. Yeah. But it was
Yeah,
fortunate he won the game for us, but that was a bonehead move, and like he was playing like trash the whole game. He had one steal and a dunk and a layup, and then like that was it. Like up
oh,
until
okay.
that
It
point.
was you were on track with it. It was 59 seconds left on the clock, and he shoots
Okay,
this
yeah,
three.
like
They're up three, and he
right.
shoots the three because he's open. And it's like, bro, you got a whole 24 left. Like you could just
So
dribble
you
out the
could get
clock.
it down to like so you could dribble, so you could get it down to like 40 something. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and then like even if you missed a shot, you still up three or whatever it was up.
But then
Oh, like you
you
take
leaving all that
time
time
out.
on the clock. Yeah, or you could just
Yeah,
call
but it
timeout.
would have been even less time on the clock though if he didn't take the three.
Then the Suns get the rebound. Obviously, they go down to the other end, and they get all these chances to
Yeah, I
like
think
try
they
to
got like three offensive boards.
not yet. So they go for the three to tie when they could have just went for a two. It was only like 40 something seconds left, so they miss. The Lakers get the rebound, and then I'm playing it out. So then Kobe has the ball. It's 26 seconds left, 10 on the shot clock. Paul Gasol misses the dunk.
Oh
Misses the
yeah,
dunk.
okay.
He threw it to him, and and Paul Gasol trying to yam it on the whole squad. He tried to get the Staples Center lit. Like I respect it. He tried to get the Staples Center lit. So then the Suns get the rebound. It's 20 seconds left, and then they go down. They go to try to tie, and they get the rebound. So Steve Nash misses. He gets his own rebound. He kicks to Jason Richardson. Jason Richardson misses. Then Shannon Fry gets the rebound. He throws it to Jason Richardson. Jason Richardson shoots and hits off glass with 3
He
seconds left.
throws up a prayer.
Man, and it's three
You can
point
call
five
it
seconds
that.
left. The Lakers crowd is stunned. Jason Richardson is fist pumping, and it's 3.5 seconds left. Now, mind you, I wouldn't have been fist pumping if I was Jason Richardson because if I know Kobe on the other side, that's way too much time.
He was fist pumping because he knew that was a lucky shot. Knew he just threw some bullshit up.
I guess the
It's
energy
how-
from like okay,
no, like that's probably why he was celebrating though. Like
and
he
for the
probably
fact
was,
that they got all them boards too.
right,
Them
yeah.
boards, it was like yeah, like we just worked hard for that shot. Uh, so yeah, so then they called a timeout. Kobe gets a shot. Kobe kind of takes a dumb shot because he had like time left, and
Yeah, he just pulled up and just like he just went for the game. Like he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just pull up."
but he could have got a better shot still for the game. They was
Yeah, like
tied.
he could have dribbled one time
Yeah,
or
he
two times,
just caught it. I'm looking at it now.
but
So
they was
he
doubling
catches
him.
it. So he didn't even try to put the ball on the ground. He said, "I'm just gonna try to get it up." He throws it up over two people, air balls. Ron grabs it, which is like that was a football player move. He grabs it, upper body strength and all, puts it up.
He bodied Jay Rich.
Body
He just
J
moved him
Rich.
out the way, bro. He just moved him
Body
out the
J
way.
Rich.
It was too easy.
So he, like a child, grabs it, lays it up,
It was way too
sees
easy. And
Kobe,
like, yeah.
hugs him. The whole Lakers
That's
team
good
hugs him.
awareness by Artest though, but that's good.
Incredible awareness.
That's crazy because if he
Incredible
didn't know he
awareness.
was, oh, yeah.
The way it airball, like, how was you able to like?
But I even feel like that game winner was lucky though.
Yeah,
Cause
I
he
mean
kind of
it
like
was
just threw it up, bro.
awareness, bro. Awareness, like that was incredible, and like the celebration, like like Kobe's like literally grinning, like he's so happy, like
Yeah.
at some point, like a nigga like Mike, he might have just kind of like he did his like hug, and then he might have kept it moving. The whole team is like
Right.
hugging this man, like, and that's how, and in that moment, I'm like, man, these boys really fucked with Ron, bro. They really liked Ron, bro, because they were so happy for him. They were
Yeah.
so happy for him, bro. Like after he had just did that
Yeah.
stupid play, they were so happy for him.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody's hugging him, bro. Like the whole team is
Yeah.
like hugging each other. So that was nice to see. And then like the way like Kobe like looks at Craig Sager, like he's just like this nigga a nut, bro. But I love him. Like he made it. He made it happen. So then we go into Craig Sager's interview with Ron Artest, and I got a hot take, bro. And God bless the dead. Like R.I.P. to Craig Sager, bro. But I've been watching a lot of these games, bro. And like, listen, I honor Craig Sager. I honor his his lane. He obviously worked to get to the point that he did. I honor like the fits. He's always getting them wild fits off. Like I love him. But like as I watch like these games, like now I'm not really a big fan of his interview style. I'm just not, bro. He's kind of snarky, bro. Like he tells Ron Artest like, well, in the streets. What that man say?
Yeah.
Well, in the Queensbridge streets, there you can do that, but like it's in the NBA, it's a shot clock, and Ron just like, well, man, I just play ball, bro. Like I was open, I shot the ball, and I felt him, bro. I'm like, what he owed
Right.
with my man Ron, bro. But the funniest part, my man Ron, I tested like he for the wrap up the interview. He like, Queensbridge in the building. He already know. Can you say Queensbridge? Say Queensbridge.
Yeah, I definitely got that in my notes too because that was hilarious to me. I was like, yeah, like the, Ron always got some hilarious to say before he walk away.
That was one of the most New York moments on national
Yeah.
television, bro. Queensbridge,
They
you
all
already
like
know.
that, bro.
All of them are like that. You already know. Like that's all. Why do they send this out the air with it? You already know, bro. Queensbridge to the building. You already know. Can you say Queensbridge? I'm like, this dude is hilarious. Why have I not seen this like on my timeline, bro?
That was
That
funny.
dude's an icon, bro. You got an outer
Man.
world peak.
Yeah, but Craig Sager, like, I've never really been a big fan of his. Like of the fits, yeah, because they're funny, but I really never really cared for him like that.
You with me, bro?
That was
Like
a weird,
I
yeah,
honor
like
him.
that was
I
like,
honor him, but like it's just like I'm even watching like the games like he interviewing Mike after and like it's just it's a little bit too much, bro. Like you probably have one more question too much, bro. Like it's just like I don't know. Like I think the goat sideline reporters are like Lisa Salters. Lisa Salters is wrong with her job. Doris Burke. Um, I
the
mess
Hall of
with
Famer.
yeah. I messed with Rachel Nichols when she was doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't too big on that. I ain't too big on Chris Sager. But all right, piece of the legend. Uh, we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a quick intermission. When we come back, we're gonna talk about uh who had the better squad, the '09 Lakers or the 2010 Lakers. This should be a good one. We're gonna talk about the charge block rule, whether it's crap, whether it should stay, and a couple more things. It's your sports addiction. We'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Your Sports Addiction, and Danny Boy, he's Quentin Johnson. So before we went
We
to
back
break,
again.
I previewed, we're going to be talking about something as a Laker fan, I go back and forth about this all the time. And though there isn't really any, as I look up these two rosters, there isn't any actual real difference outside of the two players um, that, like, basically, like, it's a younger player that played in the position, and he's replaced by a veteran player who plays in the position. And it's the '09 team that features Trevor Ariza, and they got the Magic out there in 5 games. I'm gonna list. I'm gonna read off to you like their playoff success. Right. I'm gonna read you the record, their playoff success, all that. Okay. Um.
Okay.
So the 2009 team, um, they finished. They finished first in their division. I can't see what they finished in that conference though. Because I'm on basketballreference.com. But they went 65-17. They had the better record out of the two.
In '09.
The the 2010 team went 57-25. I'm not sure what they were in their conference, but they went 57-25. The '09 team, they beat the Utah Jazz in the first round 4-1. They beat the Rockets 4-3 without T Mac or Yao. So that's kind of a blemish on the resume. They beat the Nuggets 4-2, a strong '09 Nuggets team that had Melo and
Is that
Chauncey
when they had
Billups.
Carmelo
Mm-hmm.
and all them?
Yeah, my one of my favorite teams ever. They beat them in 6 games, and then they dispatched the Orlando Magic in 5 games. So that's the '09
Yeah,
run. If you
but
look
they
at the
shouldn't even
2010
play
run,
that.
they should have been playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, but
We
that's
all
another
know
story for another
exactly.
day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
another story
That's
for another
another
day.
story.
LeBron, you didn't hold up your end of the bargain, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? 2010 team finished 57-25. They beat the Thunder in 6 games, as we mentioned earlier. It was a tough series with that youthful energy in OKC. They swept the
Yeah, yeah. Like
Jazz.
it was.
They swept the
That's what
Jazz, which
Darren
I don't
Williams
remember.
and Carlos Boozer and them, right?
Yeah, that was the last year of the Boozer and Darren Williams and Sloan Jazz. That was that last year, and then they
Hey, we
obviously they
old.
beat the Suns in 6 games. Yeah, this is all a decade ago, bro.
Yeah, we
None of these
old, bro.
guys in the league anymore.
Because Jerry Sloan, yeah, damn, that's crazy.
R.I.P.
Yeah, all of them in the
R.I.P.
league.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to Jerry Sloan. I wanted to write some R.I.P.s on the Google Doc and I forgot. But 2020, we done lost a lot of dudes from the basketball community. Like not just NBA, bro. Like college level, Eddie Sutton, rest in peace. We done
Yeah,
lost dudes on the high school level. Like Sonny Cox passed away.
yeah,
Like
damn, yeah, you're right.
it's
It,
been
it's
a
been
crazy year for
crazy.
basketball. It's been a
Yeah,
crazy year.
the basketball is taking a crazy hit this year.
But I'm gonna keep it
Cause what's the name
1,000
died
now.
this year, right?
Cool.
Didn't on the like did Jerry like, didn't he die this year too? The GM of the Bulls, like back in '90s.
Jerry Krause. No, he died a couple years ago.
Okay,
David Stern. Rest in peace to fucking David Stern.
David
David Stern
Stern. Yeah.
died, dog. But I'm gonna keep it a thou wow with you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I thought Jerry Sloan had already passed.
Wait, he just passed, bro. Didn't he?
I thought Jerry Sloan had already left us, bro. I'm gonna keep it that way. I know he went into the Hall of Fame with
Wait, he was in the documentary, wasn't he?
no, those are like clips during that
No,
series.
I know he bro, no. I know he just died recently, but he was alive long enough for them to
I
do
don't think
that.
they I don't think he interviewed. I don't think he did any interviews in the documentary. John Stockton did, but I don't think Jerry Sloan did any interviews.
He
I don't
did.
think so.
Well, then
I
he
don't think
just
so.
died though.
Yeah, he died. He died last week. He passed away last week. So R.I.P. to Jerry Sloan, Mr. Bull. People don't realize that like he was like one of our first stars for the Bulls. Like his number is hanging up in the Raptors. Like
Facts.
people forget that. Shout out to him and
Way,
Norm
way
Van
back.
Leer and him, Norm Van Leer and Bob Love. Shout out to all of them. But yeah, so they swept a good Jazz team. That was a solid Jazz team with AK-47 and I think Mimino Core was still playing for them. If I
Yeah,
look at it
they
now,
had a whip.
they had Ronnie
Okur,
Brewer,
AK, Ronnie Brewer. They had a whip. And then off
they
the
had
bench,
Paul
they had
Millsap,
yeah.
T.J. Miles, Wesley
they
Matthews,
they had a
Kyle
whip,
Korver.
bro. Yeah,
Yes,
bro. They
whip.
had shooters.
Austin Hooper. Nigga,
They
that's a
had
whip.
shooters.
Eric Maynard,
They was
Ronnie Jack. That's a
busting
whip.
still.
That's a whip. Yeah, they swept
And
them.
we
So
busting.
yeah, so shout out to them. So and then obviously they went 7 games with the Celtics and won that final game in LA. So my question to you, my brother, what team is better in your eyes? The '09 team
The only difference
or the 2010 team?
like is Metal World Peace
And
and
Trevor Ariza.
Ariza, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's literally the only difference. Like they kept everybody else, right? Yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
that and you just got to consider like they were a year older. You got to take that into consideration. Like,
I think the 2010 team was better
mm,
because I don't know, just I don't know, man. Like I feel like our test was like a slight upgrade, even though he was trash in like hella games. Like
hella
his,
games.
even though he was like just a slight upgrade, just because he was a better defender, and he got up and he got and like his intangibles are like he gets underneath your skin, the other team's skin. Like he gonna do things to you that you gonna like to try to like throw you off. Like he bring like I felt he brought a little bit more energy, like just his personality. I don't know, bro. Like
Okay.
he was just more. I don't know. Like he just got more amped up to me. I think, and I think that helped the team. a lot, like especially him on the defensive end because they really needed him to like play defense like he was doing. Like not saying that, but Ariza was a good defender too, but he wasn't like I don't know. Like, even though like our test was a little older, like he brought that defensive like toughness, just more of it to that team, and yeah, then he ultimately made one of the best shots in the final, so it worked out. But yeah, but I just think our team was just a little better, just a tad bit better.
Okay, so I don't disagree with you, right? So it's like people will say that Trevor Ariza was better for them because he was younger, he was longer. If you look at Ariza's 3-point percentage that year, Ariza shot. Give me 1 second. Ariza shot. Oh, so his 3-point percentage was much worse than I remember. So he shot 31% on 2.3 attempts per game versus Ron. He shot 35% on two more attempts per game. So actually, that literal stat just kind of made my decision for me. I think they were better with Ron, bro. This whole time, I thought that Trevor was like a better like shooter in their run because like Ron took like a lot of like ill-advised shots.
Ron missed.
Uh,
Ron, I think just okay. I think the difference is like Ariza. It seemed like he would hit his more frequently because like he'll be wide open and he'll hit his. But when our test was shoot, he'll always be like wide open and like he'll
hey,
be I'm like
and
crazy
and,
dude.
and he was lying to Craig Sager. Like he was around 40% the 2 years before that. Like he shot 380 and 399 those 2 years right before that. So he wasn't a terrible 3-point shooter. So
Yeah, he was a three
um
like he had the three symbol on his like in the game, man. Like he had the three symbol next to his name on 2K. He or whatever
you're
game we was
right.
playing back then.
You're right. When he was on
But
Sacramento and Houston, he did have
yeah,
the three symbol.
he's smacking the threes. I don't know what happened.
So you are correct. You are correct, and like I like that you mentioned like intangibles, right? Like he did provide a toughness. Not to say Trevor Ariza isn't tough, because I think listen, Trevor Ariza was incredibly key for the 2009 Lakers. Like I'm not taking away anything that he did. He got those steals in the Nuggets series. Like he defended the like. Well, Kobe defended the other team's best main player, but Trevor Ariza will swap with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was long. He could get to the defense. He was a good fast break threat. So I always loved Trevor Ariza. Like he only won one ring
Yeah,
for us, and I always like loved him. Like he played like years for us. You know what I'm saying? I rock with Trev.
dang.
Um, but
Trevor
you
Cole.
Trev was that dude, but you make a lot of good points in
Because
Tyler.
I don't think we beat because I don't think we beat the Celtics if we had Trevor Ariza and then upgrade to Ron Artest.
Bro, bro. I was saying the same thing on Twitter like a month ago, bro. Because I watched
Yeah.
I watched it was the regular season game in '09
Right.
where the Lakers were in Boston, right? And mind you, they had blew Boston out on Christmas. But it was the '09 regular season and they were in Boston, and you could still tell that like Gasol was a little bit punked by KG and Perk. It was really interesting to watch, bro. Like you could kind of tell that he's still like
Yeah,
he was coming into his own with it, but it was still like it was something about it, bro. Like you could still tell he was a little shell shocked from the year before. And I felt like Ron when he was guarding Pierce, and like he came in and brought a element of like toughness and enough like crazy that like we needed him to get to help us get over that hump because you needed like those intangibles. Like think about like the plays he made to like save us throughout that playoff run. And you know he's stronger.
Exactly.
Like yeah, I
Yeah,
just
exactly.
I'm not to agree with you, bro. And he had been in bigger games. Like he was
Right.
Ron was that
Like
guy.
yeah, he didn't like he didn't went through it already. Like he was like we didn't get him for offense. Like that was the point. Like we got him for defense. So like yeah, he was missing all them shots. And yeah, it was frustrating to watch. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like okay, like he did like he did what they brought him to the Lakers to do.
Yeah.
And then he just hit one of the craziest shots of his career too to put it, to put the cherry on top. So
Oh, I can't wait till we recap that game, bro. I'm gonna do like a whole like feature on it, bro. That Ooh, that game, bro. We talk about it dang near every other episode, like how much it means to us, how much it meant to my dad, how like we came back to school and like you had the Laker chain on, bro. I just
yes.
like that game was like with my heart, and every time I watch it, I just get happy all over again, bro. It's nothing like a game 7 win, bro. It's nothing like it. And nigga, remember
Mate.
that nigga was remember that, hey, remember that nigga blew the kiss and then tried to tell people to get on defense. I'm like,
right.
I'm like, bro, you celebrated. Like, hey, hey, he did just
Right.
like this, bro. And man said, like, bro, you get back
Right,
on
like no,
defense.
bro. Like, everybody, yeah, of course, like you the only one, bro. Like,
Oh man. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
bro. Like, yeah, but
Oh, that
that
nigga was
whole
hilarious, bro.
Artest was the man.
We got to get the 2010 team an edge too, just because they beat the Celtics. Like that was an important part of the Kobe legacy. Like that cemented him as the greatest Laker of all time. Because it was like, okay, like yeah, you got
Yeah,
these championships, and you could have got that fifth championship against like Bron or somebody. But the fact that like you beat the Celtics after they beat you on 08. I didn't know Kobe cried after 08. I didn't know that until recently when he passed. I didn't know he was crying.
I remember him crying. Yeah, like, I remember him crying. The whole team was crying.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. So like
I
to
almost cried. I think.
you know why I didn't cry? Because at that time
That was
I
crazy.
was like I love Kobe, but like I wanted Pearson, Ray, and KG to just get they one. Like it was I ain't like how it happened. I ain't
Just to
like how
get
they
they
got
one.
blown out the building. Yeah, but I'm just like y'all get y'all one, and
Yeah,
then it's all good. And then
yeah, I
next
feel
year we
you.
gonna bust y'all ass. But yeah, so like we gotta put that team up there just because they beat the Celtics. That's an important part of Laker lore. So that's it's all settled. We going with 2010.
2010, yeah,
Okay,
2010.
cool. Cool. Let's move on. Shoot, we've been cut out like several times, so I don't even know what our running clock
Yeah,
is. But I just want to
me
talk real fast about what's
either.
going on right now and what they're trying to propose for the
The NBA.
playoffs. Yeah, so they've been talking about potentially, and they always been talking about this, but they're talking about doing the just straight seeding, no conferences, which I'm not a fan of. I like the element of conferences. Um,
So 1 through 16, right?
yeah,
So they're
uh,
taking the best teams with the best records, 1 through 16.
yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Because I haven't been keeping up. You got to fill me in. Um, I don't know. I think they should try it, and if it don't work, just go back to the regular. I mean, okay, try it for this. if y'all have a season, try it. See how it works. I think for this situation, it's gonna add some excitement. It's gonna add some uncertainty. Um, it's gonna be something new because you could potentially have a team that had no had a small chance in the old format, and they got a chance in this format. So as long as like for this situation, I think they should do it and just see how it works. But I'm not against it. It's not that I don't like it. I just want to see it. I don't mind them like trying it like something new, just to shake it up. Because like there are some teams that miss the playoffs that you'd be like, okay, they deserve to be in the playoffs type stuff because of their record, but they missed out for whatever reason
because of their conference.
Yeah, because of their conference or the tiebreaker in their conference. So that's kind of like, so yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
So I feel you. My question is like when you say like see if it works, like what's the worst case scenario? Like what's the definition of like it not working?
If you get too many matchups where because the NBA is too big on superstars, if you get these matchups that cancel out the superstars, and then you left with somebody like, like you left with only like two superstars left in the whole thing for whoever team is going to be, because like that's a potential thing that could happen. That's going to drop the TV ratings and stuff. So
yeah,
like people want to see like people who watch NBA, they want to see the superstars. Like they not trying to see no Spurs and stuff like that. So it's like,
yeah,
that's the way they can hurt it. So that's what I'm concerned about. But I mean, it will bring some interesting levels of competition, though.
So I agree with you, man. I try not to be like I find myself in a lot of conversations that I'm not a traditionalist oftentimes. But I think with this, I think the reason why I'm like no, because like it's the nostalgic in me. It's the nostalgic in me. It's like I like that element of like, okay, like this team comes out the East, this team comes out the West. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel
I
you, bro.
I like it's just like it's not out of any like real like reasoning, you know what I'm saying? I do think that like people underestimate like conferences sometimes. Like sometimes a league or a conference is just gonna be weak. Sometimes the NFC is the strongest. Sometimes the AFC is the strongest. Sometimes the NL is the strongest. Sometimes the AL is the strongest. Like that's just like how this shit works. You know what I'm saying? And like truth be told, like even though the West has been better over the past maybe like 15 years, the East has still had a lot of like talent at the top. And I was really curious to see like who was gonna come out of that crop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I don't. I understand like where you're coming from, because if it was baseball and they was doing this, I would like it, because I don't know. I'm kind of like when it comes to that, it's like American League, National League. It's like
Yeah.
it's two different. But it's different in baseball because it's two totally different things. Because like one league has a DH and one doesn't. But in
Yeah, one doesn't.
basketball, it's like okay. Um, but in basketball, it's just like there's like there's not a distinct difference like it is in baseball like that. So like that would be like kind of weird. But I don't know, man. Like the conferences do matter, and it does help the sport. But I don't know. Like they need to just try it, and then you always go back, and this is the
Yeah,
perfect time to do it because it's gonna be, you
exactly.
know.
It's the perfect time to do it. Like I don't mind it. I don't mind it happening now because it's just like it's a different time. So staying on that. So in the notes, I talked about they also considering doing 3-5-7-7 with the rounds, right? So that's meaning the first round will be best out of three, second round best out of five, and then best out of seven going forward. I'm not mad at that for this. For this, now going forward, I think they should just bring the first round back to best out of five, and then the following rounds be seven. But I think for this time, I think the 3-5-7-7 is good because we don't got a lot of time to be playing all these games. You know what I'm saying?
So the first time, okay, so the first round would be three, like the best out of three.
Right. How you feel about that?
Yeah, that makes sense for this. If it was to be a scenario where they play in July or late June, yeah, that works because I mean because honestly, like you don't want to bleed into football season too much because like the Raiders are not going to be there because football is
Worst
going to
case
kill it.
scenario.
So especially since like if people can't go to the football games, there's no way that the NBA should even try to extend it to football season because if you're not gonna let fans go to the game, everyone's gonna be watching football, or just don't have it on a Sunday. Just schedule these games around football. Just like don't have it on football days because you're not gonna
That's a
ain't
good
nobody
point.
gonna watch.
That's a good point.
Like it's only gonna be the avid basketball fans like me and you. Like the normal basketball ain't gonna watch it. So um, that yeah, but let's see. If it was permanent, I would not. I like the 5 game series in the first round, and then the rest of seven. Because seven in each round is too long. Like
It's
that,
too long, bro.
you don't need 7 games in the
Now
first. You
mind
don't need
you,
seven
now
games in the first
mind you,
round.
now mind you, the Bulls Celtics in '09 is one of the greatest playoff series of all time. But at the same time,
Right.
every 1-8-2-7 matchup ain't like that, bro. It just
Right.
ain't.
Yeah.
It just ain't. Like we got to keep it
Yeah. And it's
100.
like this. Yeah. I like 5 games in the first round, then seven. I mean, if you really wanted to, like, you could cut the second round to 5 games too, and just leave the conference finals and the NBA
You
finals at seven.
you could, you could, you could. You know,
You could do that. Too. I'll be fine with that too, to be
yeah,
honest. But I wouldn't.
yeah.
Not gonna lie.
But
I'll be perfect with that.
I like that. Like it'll bring it back to how it once was, so it won't be so much of a departure of like what I'm saying. Like like but it would, yeah. I mean, I'm with you, bro. Like, if y'all want to go 5-5-7-7, or even just going forward 3-5-7-7, I just I like the aspect of like, okay, you at least like my issue with best out of three going forward is you want to give a team the chance to like host a home playoff game. Because if you just do best 2 out of 3, and well, I mean, I guess they could
Yeah.
set it up though. I guess they could set it up though. It could be like if say the Bulls
It
at the
could
one
be
seed,
1-1,
yeah,
1-1,
one
and
one one,
then you
yeah. So you could set it up like that, I guess.
yeah.
But I do like that aspect of like the one of the teams getting the opportunity to host a round, and if it is tied up, like you do got that home court advantage, I guess. Of that third game, like you earned your home court advantage getting this third game.
Right.
So I guess you could work it out like that.
Yeah.
I guess you could work it out like that.
That definitely work. But yeah, I hope something comes back with this basketball. Like something got to come back. But I know.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. If we don't start playing games in like 3 weeks, look at this rabbit, bro. Like I ain't go. I never thought I would say this, bro, but I've adjusted to life without the NBA, bro. Like at this point, I'm just like, because I don't want them to come back and give me a terrible product, bro. Because these niggas gonna be out of shape, and then they don't know if they want to give them 5 games to warm up. Like nobody knows anything, so it's like I don't want to. Like,
Yeah, true.
okay,
Yeah.
wait, I'm with Dame Lillard. I'm not gonna play no games if they not gonna matter. Like what look like unless you're gonna play some games like a play-in tournament. They've been talking about that too. Like a potential play-in tournament of like the four teams in the Western Conference that were like on that bubble. So like Memphis.
Oh, so like Portland, the
And like
Pelicans.
yeah, I like that. That'd be dope. You'll do like a 2-round tournament. That'd be dope.
Just do just do a single elimination game or something like
Right,
that
that's what I
for
mean. Like
the
a
lower
2-round tournament.
seed. Just get them out of there. Yeah, man. But these new rule changes that they trying to do in sports is interesting. It's like because baseball is doing something similar. They're doing like they just gonna have everybody switch. I mean, instead of having the divisions, like your divisions are gonna change based off your geographical location. So the Cubs and the Sox will technically be in the same division for the short season, which is crazy. Because I don't know how that's gonna work with with DHs and stuff, but that's for a whole nother episode. But like, it's crazy how all these like different like sports leagues are trying to like adjust these things because of this virus. But I don't know, like the NBA. I'm hoping because the Lakers is gonna win, so I just need us to get this championship.
I'm gonna throw one more hot take before we get up out of here, bro. And I probably said this to you already. Hey man, if LeBron wasn't competing for the championship and playing for the Lakers, I know it's a lot of money involved, but I think that's 25% of the reason why they do it all proposals. That's all I'm saying. I just think like there's a small percentage of this is because we got our best player on our marquee franchise, and he was gonna win a championship, bro. I'm not saying it's the whole reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a conspirator. I'm just saying that has a very small percentage to do with why they doing all of this. Because it's like, oh no,
it's been too long since we ain't been on top though, man. Like I ain't used to this. you gotta go top. But
I'm with you. I just hope we can. I hope we can play games in front of fans too. I hope it's not like fanless basketball, because it's like I don't want our stuff to have an asterisk.
It probably will.
It's gonna have an asterisk either way, but I just want some crowds. Q, we gonna wrap this up. Let them know where to find you.
You guys can find me on Twitter. That's I'm at most Kamal Swag. Yeah,
2 G's.
That's about the only plug I got right now with 2 G's. Swag with 2 G's. Yeah, I'm not really on Instagram like that, so not really on Facebook like that. So that's the best place to reach me.
Cool.
Where can I reach you at, D Boy?
Yeah, they can find me at SRD Boy on Twitter and IG. Make sure you follow the Your Sports Addiction. On Twitter, it's Y Sport Addiction. On Instagram, it's Your Sports Addiction. On Facebook, it's Your Sports Addiction. Tune in for like stuff we got coming. If you listening to this, then you can listen to the audio, but you will also be able to listen to the YouTube as well. We're gonna be available on all those platforms: SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Play, and Google Play. We will talk to you guys when we talk to you guys. Be safe. Peace and love.
Peace out.